Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. This is for educational purpose only. I'm a licensed mental health counselor. This is the case of the Idaho 4. May the victims rest in peace. Condolence to the families, and may the correct justice be served. This was the alcohol stop by the undercover police on the 13th of November 2022 at 2:55 in the morning and 21 seconds. Keep in mind that these 3 boys walked away from the police, although the officer yelled at them to stop. The officer had to run after them, put on his torch. He didn't even check their pockets. He didn't check the field to see if they threw away anything. You can see the bright light from Kings Road. The bright, I believe it's a truck, is light. That's how it looks when I zoom in. I remember there was a lot of discussions in the beginning about the light. Many people said it was from a vehicle, and some people said that it was from the 3rd floor of 1122 Kings Road, that it was the toilet light, because this light kept on flashing, it kept on coming on and off. But then later on, if you pay attention, you'll see this vehicle, it's a vehicle coming down the hill, the road, and it passes by Taylor Avenue. It's quite blurry, but this is the same body cam. I wanted to show you all when the black truck passes by. We can see the black truck that passes by Taylor Avenue. The time it says is exactly at 3 a.m. and 47 seconds. I'm sorry that the picture's a bit shaky, but I'm coming with a point over here. Pay attention to this black truck properly. It's a big black truck. The tripod that was behind the girl's house saw a black truck outside the house. So pay attention to this truck. It's quite big. And this is at 3 a.m. And now pay attention to this black truck. It has big wheels. DM is showing off with the keys. It's quite similar to the one we saw in Banfield, but there's a bit more to this. I used to always believe it was this black truck until I saw this black truck. I know that I've shown this picture a lot in my last 2 or 3 clips. There's a reason. It states that it's Jack, Decor, and Murphy. And this was roughly 9-10 days after the quadruples. Now pay attention to this black truck. Is it the same black truck? Somebody in my comment channel said a very interesting point, that somebody else is driving the truck. I agree. But what if Jack D got access or add him to this truck? The reason I'm interested in this black truck is because this black truck came from Kings Road. I believe it was the same truck that's lights were flashing from above the hill. So was it this truck or was it DM, this truck? There's two black trucks. We know Jack D has a white Hyundai Elantra that he used to drive around. I heard in the beginning of this case that he sold his white truck. I wonder why. I'm still wondering if this is Adam or Jack D and why Jack D dyed his hair. But this video is more about these two black trucks. So was it DM's truck or was it Jack D, his friends or family members' truck that he could have borrowed? Who was driving past Taylor Avenue? Could they have had one of the victims inside the truck? I don't mean to be so blunt. Who was driving the truck? Who was inside the truck? Where were they going?
Last time y'all heard from the police?
Thursday, we looked at our phone records. We want to be accurate. We don't want to sell anyone out.
About 3 o'clock on Thursday.
And
Did y'all get an update from the police about the investigation?
There was nothing. We have no updates for you.
There was no update. They needed me to sign a waiver form so that they could investigate something
Some mail.
that was mail related. So,
What were they investigating that was mail related? Was Kaylee expecting a package or mail? Was she getting threats? Was Kaylee the main target? I've been talking about Kaylee having a stalker for over 2 years now, since this case began. I personally believe Kaylee had a stalker because I don't find any reason for the manager in the vape shop to lie about it. He said that Maddie told him that Kaylee had a stalker. He said that Kaylee, a stalker, stalked her once in front of the corner club during the daytime, so they never leave Kaylee to walk anywhere alone. And let's not forget, Kaylee was at home for 1 month before she came this heartbreaking day and her life was gone. May she rest in peace. So was she staying at home because she was being threatened? What was the FBI investigating and the police? The mail. What was coming in the mail? The Gongalves had to sign a waiver form so that the FBI could investigate something coming through the mail. I find that to be interesting.
games. This is serious. These are people's lives, and this is the future of this community. There's going to be 10,000, 15,000 kids that come into this community next year, or they don't. So, I'm serious.
I had the opportunity to speak to some of my sources, and I've been told that there were differences in the way that the victims were killed. Some were more severe than the other. And this week we heard the target attack walk back and then reverse it back to it being a target attack. What can you tell us about the targeted attack?
They have told us that it was targeted, but they told us they can't tell who. We asked specifically. And they said, we'll try to get that information to you. And they got back to us a day or so later, and they said, we're sorry, we can't give you that information. But then a day later, or they think the whole house was targeted. But
I'll cut you.
Yeah.
Their means of death don't match.
Maddie's
They don't.
and Kaylee's cause of death, it does not match based on the autopsy report.
They don't match.
Would indicate that one of them.
He doesn't have to
may
go
have
up
been
the
the target.
steps. Let's stop playing games, guys. I need somebody to step up and be an outfit. Be somebody to be a leader. Don't make me do it. I don't want to do it. He doesn't have to go up the steps. Their points of damage don't match. I'm just gonna say it. It wasn't leaked to me. I earned that. I paid for that funeral. I paid for that. It's my right. You ain't taking that from me.
calm down.
If you don't want to say nothing, that's your bet. But don't say I'm leaking anything. I paid that bill. Sent my daughter to college to get an education. She came back in a box, and I can speak on that.
I was also told from sources that are closer to an investigation, because there was a lot of roommates in there. And this was horrific for those roommates that were there as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
The preservation of this crime scene. Witnesses tell me that it may have well been preserved because the phone was passed around between one of the fraternity members and the girls. One of them unfortunately witnessed the death, the body there. Can you confirm that?
We cannot actually. We know nothing about that whole phone call. We've asked, and it's, I mean, I know that a lot of people want to know, but that's just not our agenda. We just are like, somebody called 911, somebody was reported unconscious. We don't really know. I mean, we've heard so many different things, and nothing has been clarified or been told to us at all. And I mean, I don't know if I personally have asked anything about that. I don't know if you have asked that, but we know that this is getting 3 weeks in, and it's starting to get, we don't want it to go cold. We're reaching out. I reached out to friends down in California today that have connections that we're hoping to raise some money to get a reward, to get a private investigator.
Third party.
Why wasn't a reward put up in this case? They could have got more information. Another question I have is, why wasn't DM and BF put in witness protection programs? Especially DM, because she's an important witness. Is it because BK is locked up? They're trying to say the witnesses are safe? But what if the real suspects are out there, like most of us believe? He didn't have to go up to the 3rd floor. What does Steve mean by saying that? So were the targets in the 2nd floor? He didn't have to go up to the 3rd floor. What if there was one target on the 3rd floor and one target on the 2nd floor? Or maybe 2 targets on the 2nd floor and one on the 3rd floor. Still can't get over the fact that DM opened the door 3 times and BK allegedly passed her and said, "It's all right," or did not see her. He would have sensed her. When you see somebody with a weapon, you can imagine it's all red liquid, allegedly. When you see someone with a mask, you're going to breathe heavily. And when you breathe heavily, the person can sense it, can hear it. The corridor is so narrow that it's impossible that BK or the suspects did not sense DM DM and BF were not witnesses. Let's not forget that. They were supposed to be sleeping in the first floor. Why was the timelines changed? Why were DM and BF stories changed? Was DM on the second floor or first floor? Was DM having any beef with Xana? Because they shared the second floor and Xana asked her father the weekend before to come and fix her locks. What was actually going on in the house? 2 surviving roommates and a dog. No sexual assaults. Was it a robbery gone wrong? Crime of passion? Like the mayor said? William Thompson, the prosecutor, said in the beginning the house was the target. Was there rugs in the house? What was the motive? Money? Rugs? Love? Jealousy? Anger? Rage? Bitterness? I've always said and I always believe I've always believed that the suspect or suspects were from the college and college areas. I believe, like I've always said, the fraternities and sororities are involved, allegedly, and they know more. People were ruled out too quickly, just like the Gongalves said. John Jack Roger Showalter was arguing with Maddie at the grub truck. Maddie told him, "F you, mister." It came on the news. What was actually going on? "We are going to get you for this, Maddie." That's what he told Maddie. Clearly. What was he going to get Maddie for? What did Maddie do? Was Maddie the main target? Is that the reason the knife sheath was found near Maddie? He didn't have to go to the 3rd floor. So were the targets in the 2nd floor? What does Steve know? I think they're finally understanding, the courts are understanding that there's more in this case and there are more suspects. We're living in interesting times. Why was Jack D ruled out the last? Crime of passion, allegedly. The 4chan. Many people look away from the 4chan, but the 4chan actually explains exactly how they were going to do it. And we saw the 4 figures running. The 4chan said that they had 3 targets. Kaylee wasn't one of them, but Maddie, Xana, and E were the 3 targets. They had motives, targets. They went there without Wi-Fi, without their phones. They said they would do it in 19 minutes. And we saw the 4 figures running. We heard from the police body cam a female yelling, "Stop it, stop." Maddie's black coat was thrown in the bushes in Taylor Avenue. I don't believe this was an outsider. And I believe this was an inside job too. Someone inside the house was working or was giving information about the victims. Who was Kaylee texting that night at the grub truck? Kaylee kept on texting constantly. Was it Jack D? Was it someone